Hi, this is Dr. Micol, and thanks for listening to our show. We are here to talk a little bit about mindset, movement, and muscle, and maybe a few other little fun things along the way. Hi, I'm Dr. Neely, and this is Sassy and Strong. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about one of my favorite things, movement and muscle. I'm here with Jarryd. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thanks for having me.
So, give me a little bit of your background. We've done a lot talking about certain joint pains, back pain, building muscle. I even came to your place and talked to how to work on my running and that pesky little hip I've got. But give everybody listening a little bit of idea of who you are.
So I'm Canadian. I grew up playing all sorts of types of sports. And then growing up playing junior hockey, I got injured every single year, broken legs, broken arms, torn quad.
Both legs?
Both legs.
Oh, my goodness.
So you can see I had surgery on both. And being in these offices kind of led me to my passion of helping people. And knowing what I know now and the care I got, it's like I've created this business to give something more, something better, exactly like you, of just trying to give the best quality of care for people who want that. Mm-hmm.
And you're a chiropractor, but to me, you're more like a gym and physical therapy and a little nutrition, movement. How did that develop for you?
I think going to school and just realizing with clients, adjustments are great. Mm-hmm. They're a great tool for temporary relief. But to get the most out of most clients like yourself this is a lifestyle change and a behavior change. Mm-hmm. And to really keep people active is if they want to play pickleball, if they want to run like yourself, an adjustment's not going to do that long term. Mm-hmm. So my style and growing up is I had some experience in personal training, went to chiropractic school, then we did a master's of science in sports medicine. That's kind of how it came to be, of movement, basically. This isn't a quick fix, and we want to give teach everybody and give everybody the tools to be good for life. And that's where the exercise and the muscle came in.
So if someone comes into you and says, oh, this joint's hurting, what's the first thing you do?
The first thing we do, which is different and people look at us like we're crazy, is we just talk to them. We ask them what are their goals, what do they want to get back to other than getting out of pain, because if their only goal is pain relief, they can take Tylenol, they can take Advil, they can get injections. So basically we just ask them questions, what do they want to get back to? And based on their response of I want to be able to run, I want to be able to play pickleball, I want to be able to work out, play with my grandkids. Mm-hmm. We do an assessment and then we build them a plan to get them back to their goals.
Oh, nice. How often are you meeting with people?
It's different for everybody, but with most of our clients, we only see them one time a week for an hour. Mm-hmm. And then we give them exercises to do at home because like we said, it's this is a life thing, not you come in, we adjust you, we do some soft tissue. This is a behavior change game to get you to your goals and outcomes.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Let's talk back pain a little bit. One of my favorite subjects to talk about with you, because honestly, with running, sometimes I wake up so stiff and I feel like it's okay, my back is a board. I can't move. Do you see much with back pain?
We treat everything, but back pain is one of the biggest causes in society, and businesses lose billions of dollars all the time. But the first thing is you're super fit, you're super active. It depends on the basic thing with runners that we see is you strength train. Most runners just run. They don't ever strength train. And then what happens is over time, their body breaks down because they don't have the muscle mass, the bone density to keep running. Mm-hmm. And then we start to see issues of they get strains, they get sprains, disc herniations. Mm-hmm. Is the big thing that we do is we encourage runners need to strength train minimum 2 times.
Did you hear that, runners?
But back pain is very, very debilitating to most people, and it's not just one certain thing. It's very multifactorial, and it could be from stress, diet, sleep.
Even stress can cause back pain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it just that the muscle is getting tight because you're tense, or why is stress causing back pain?
It could be a bunch of things, but pain is so complex. It's not just like there is one specific issue. Nowadays, especially in today, it's super stressful, but it's a response from our nervous system to tighten up. But I know you're looking for one answer, but there's no like, this is the one fix for back pain. It's very complex, and that's where we have to meet people and educate them.
Yeah.
And now with social media nowadays, it's do these 3 stretches, do this one exercise, and your back pain's gone. And that's why it's tough when we come into play of like breaking the narrative of you're not going to get fixed in one visit. It's going to take time. It's going to take a big behavior change to really like make this like a lifelong solution.
What do you think is the number one cause for back pain in our country? Like if you had to put your finger on it.
The number one cause is like being sedentary, not meeting the physical activity guidelines. It's pretty sad to say, but I think you probably know the stats as well. I think only like 18 or 20% of people in the US meet the physical activity guidelines.
If even that.
Yeah. Which is 2 times a week of resistance training, like actual weightlifting, and then 150 minutes of moderate to like vigorous physical activity.
What does that look like? So if I'm listening to you, like what would you explain moderate physical activity as?
It could be like walking. It could be running. The thing that we tell our clients is pick something you actually enjoy. For me, I'm not a runner. And if you try to make me run for 150 minutes, I'm probably not going to do it. And I'm going to have a bad relationship with exercise.
Yeah.
So for me, I play hockey. I play golf. It's walking, running, doing whatever you can that you enjoy. That's like the moderate physical activity.
Yeah.
And then the resistance training that we see the most is people like, oh, like I do Pilates, which is great, but that's not like actually working out, building muscles, and as you know, combating sarcopenia, which is your age's natural decline as muscle mass every year after you turn 30.
We've talked about it before. Muscle is medicine. I preach that to all my clients. I think you would probably agree. And why I'm a runner, but still lift pretty heavy. I just came down from Cocodona. I've got runners up there still doing 250 miles. And I've seen them drop out because of pain. What is the number one thing that you do when someone comes in and says, I've got pain? Where are you going to start?
Like we talked before, it's just meeting them where they're at. Like, what is their goals? But I think what you're seeing is like, basically we would check their capacity. If they had calf pain, and for example, we take all our runners through a calf, basically a calf strength test. And if they can't do more than like 30 single leg calf raises and they're trying to run an ultra marathon, they're probably going to get hurt because they don't have the capacity to even be doing that.
And you're just focusing on one muscle
group,
right
not even like anything, basically. So the thing is, we take 3 people through an assessment to make sure, like, do they have the capacity? Do they have the endurance? Like running for long distances, you have to be able to do a plyometric, which is bouncing up and down over and over and over again. And if you don't have the capacity to even do that, most likely you're probably going to set yourself up for an injury.
And what I see too, like, sometimes you're really strong in one muscle group, but maybe not another. Are you seeing that in your office? And
yeah, all the time is the thing that we do so differently. The thing that you do so differently too is you do individualized care.
Yeah.
So everybody gets a different set of exercises, a different protocol. It's not, here's this sheet of exercises, do this on your own. It's like, I could be doing this at home. So everybody has a different assessment, and everybody has a different program to get better to whatever their goals are.
That's great. What if I came in and I did want specific exercises?
I wouldn't say specific exercises. Are you saying like a specific goal?
Yeah.
So basically, for example, is this isn't HIPAA because I'm not saying their name, but this is the perfect example. Is they were super active, they were a skier growing up, and then all of a sudden they had knee pain.
Okay.
So they stopped exercising completely. And then one day at work, this person couldn't walk up the stairs because they were so deconditioned, they didn't have muscle mass. So we took her through an assessment. They couldn't do squats at all because it was so much and caused so much knee pain. It wasn't actually a knee issue. It was just because it was deconditioned. Her knee was taking on the load.
I think that's important for people to realize, because I get that too. They'll come in and be like, oh, my knees hurt. That's a big one. Or my shoulder hurts.
Or it's bone on bone.
Yeah, but it's, and they think it's just that joint problem. But it's not always that joint that's the problem. It's maybe the muscles around it.
And too, for you, what you treat is it's a metabolic issue as well. Yeah. It's not just exercising, it's the diet, the nutrition. It's a full system.
Yeah.
And like you and I know, it's not just you do this one thing, it's changing everything. Like your diet, your sleep, your nutrition, your relationships with friends. So it's not as simple as like, it's this one exercise, you do this.
Yeah, I see that a lot, and why we work so well, because I can give them the tools to like have better nutrition, get some sleep, balance those hormones. But I love how you work with them to balance muscle. And we get those results with our Emsella. In fact, it's been kind of life-changing for me. I had a lot of hip pain with my running and terrible sciatica after my son. And I thought, oh, this is just something I have to put up with my whole life. If I'm going to run, I'm going to have pain. And we got in the Emsella, which you sit on it, it contracts, and it's like 12,000 Kegels in 28 minutes. And I did that. My sciatic pain went away. Like, I haven't had a day of sciatic pain in a year, and I'm running longer distances and more than ever in my life. So it was just like, even for me, who knows how important muscle strength is, I was like, oh my God, like I just strengthened my core muscles. And now a problem that I've had since I was 15 is gone. And who would have thought that like a Kegel machine would make me a better runner? Is there, do you find that there's gender differences with joint pains or back pain? Like,
there can be an easy one is like high school females usually tear their ACLs easier than like most people, and it's highly like correlated to like hip stability strength. But I would say females are a lot easier to work with because they're more easier to like ask for help. Where
that makes sense to me.
We're like when we're working with our like older athletes, like our guys is. They'll come work with us and then they don't have anything wrong. And it's like, okay, raise your shoulder over your head. Oh, I can't move my shoulder.
But nothing's wrong with it.
Nothing's wrong, exactly. So we work with a mix of people, but I would say there's not many differences. It's just like women seem to like be easier to actually reach out for help when they feel something's off, where most males will wait till it gets so bad that it takes so much longer to help them recover to get them where they want to be.
Yeah, that's hard. They want a quick fix often.
Yes.
What do you think about surgery? Like a lot of people come and ask me like, hey, my knee's hurting. Should I go ahead and get surgery?
There's nothing wrong with surgery. The only problem with surgery, it needs to be like the very last option.
Yeah.
The problem with healthcare that you and I know, it's a business. So this is the traditional healthcare system that we see, and we mostly see these people who fail traditional PT and traditional chiro because nobody asks them what their goals are. But the process is say if you have knee pain, you go to your PCP, they write you a script. You go to in-network PT you go 3 times for 6 weeks. You do these low-level banded exercises that have no incorporation of your goal. You don't get better. You go back to the PCP, they do an MRI and they see something. And then they go straight into surgery. And the problem with that is that's almost like should be medical malpractice if you're doing unnecessary surgery, but it happens all the time. And me being a chiropractor, we don't really adjust people. But the big thing is like everybody has this narrative that chiropractors are terrible.
Yeah.
But in the medical world, it's like the unnecessary surgeries are happening all the time, and they don't get this narrative. It's just chiropractic has this narrative of like they only adjust people, and that's completely untrue. And I'm proof of that is we don't really adjust many people at all. It's a good tool, but hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah. So do you think that someone can come in with chronic knee pain and just by doing the right exercises, strengthening, that they can fix that pain?
Absolutely. I would say a majority of people can too. I would say a very high percentage. It's just, does the person want to put in the work?
Yeah.
There's no quick fix of doing anything. It takes time. And that's the hardest part of my business is we work with clients for a minimum of 3 months because it's a behavior change. So we see it all the time of people have lost hope in traditional healthcare, and we see them, and then we completely change their lives by making them a plan, building up muscle, and changing their habits of being sedentary to actually incorporating working out. And it's like, this is the best tool to feel better.
Yeah. And I've seen it from patients that we've sent with you, worked with chronic knee, shoulder pain. And maybe we've done I love my PRP. I love stem cell injections. But really when they put in the work and build up that muscle, then they come back a few months later and they're like, guess what? My pain's gone.
Yeah.
And I just want to cheer because I know how hard that is to build muscle and to stay with it. But it's amazing to see someone who thought, man, I'm going to go into surgery and I'm going to take years to recover or maybe never have the same joint again, come back and no surgery, just with the right strengthening exercises that they've completely taken care of that pain.
And you know it as well. That's the best part of our job is like seeing these people transform.
Yeah.
Going from nobody's been able to help them over like 5 to 10 years, from working with us to 3 to 7 months, and they've completely changed.
Yeah.
And then when they actually are done working with us, it's sad because we built a relationship. We changed these person's life, and they're like, you're ready to go. You don't need us anymore. You don't need to come back for unlimited adjustments or unlimited PT visits.
Yeah. Your job is to make them not your patient anymore.
Exactly.
Kind of like dating app Hinge. Your goal is to delete it.
Exactly. Exact same, just in a different way.
Tell me your story. Now, I didn't realize you broke both legs and you had surgery then?
So
what happened?
Playing hockey, growing up, the Canadian healthcare system it's great because it's free, but it's not always the greatest.
Yeah.
So my first injury is when I was, I think 16, I broke this ankle.
I see the scar.
Medical doctor never did an exam, didn't touch me. He's like, oh, it's just sprained. So I was actually walking around on it for like 2 months.
Really?
And I was going to PT, and the physical therapist was like, it's just not getting better. It's like probably time to take an x-ray. I got an x-ray and then literally got the x-ray, walked straight into surgery.
Wow.
And then this ankle, the same thing happened is I blocked a shot in hockey, got an x-ray, nothing came up. And I broke this ankle. So I was like, it's got to be broken. But me being like a young teen, 19 years old, your hockey coach yelling at you, calling you names that you're not tough, you're not strong. And then playing hockey in the playoffs, I literally snapped my leg because I just had no support in my ankle.
Wow.
And after that, basically my athletic career was over. I did play the year after, but I could barely skate because I still have some issues today, but it's as best as ever been. But I have no ankle mobility, so I have to modify for that. And then playing hockey broke both my wrists, my nose.
Oh my goodness.
But that experience allowed me to create the business I have today and help people like actually get the care they deserve and the care that they need.
Yeah. What does your day look like for exercise to keep these strong? Because you're still so young. Like,
I wouldn't say what my day looks like, but basically my goal for the rest of my life, and I tell all my clients, is we have some pretty badass 70-year-olds who keep working out. I want to be like them. So it's not every day. It's just my goal throughout the years to be consistent. Because if you're consistent, you're going to maintain muscle mass. And you're going to combat sarcopenia. So what I do is I meet the physical activity guidelines.
What is that?
So basically, like we talked about, 2 times a week of resistance training.
Okay.
Actually lifting weights and challenging yourself. And then 150 minutes of moderate physical activity. For me, it's golf. For the week.
Okay.
Golf, hockey, walking your dogs, just getting out basically.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty great gyms in Arizona. Like Proof 3 I work with, send a lot of my clients to. After it has some 2 great locations in Tempe and North Phoenix. And then there's some pretty great trainers out of my office. Tyler Weeder is one of them. People who just really care about helping people live for as long as they can, and not these like big chains that look at this person as a dollar sign.
I love that. And it seems so simple, like,
but it's not.
Look what you've been through. And yet you're staying fit, you're staying active. And so I think people need to realize that looks different for everybody. But it's hard sometimes to keep routine. But the simple part is, hey, twice a week, get some resistance training in, and not just yoga or Pilates. We love that. I need more of it because I get so tight. But we need that weight
training
so that we're maintaining muscle. And then 150 minutes of movement. Like,
it could be 150 minutes to 300 minutes. And then it could be also be 75 minutes of vigorous activity, like you're running or like HIIT classes.
I think I got over 150 just in part of last night. But I don't advise that for everyone. So start with something you love. Golf, dancing in your living room, walk around the block, but get some movement.
Yeah, exactly. The big thing is pick something you actually enjoy doing so you have a good relationship with exercise.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing that we try to meet people at is like, what do you actually like doing? And create that relationship that's positive. Because you and I both know some people have a bad relationship with some exercise and they completely avoid it. And the perfect example that we see people with back pain is they hurt their back deadlifting. And that's either going way too heavy, having a bad program, and then they associate deadlifting as it's hurting their back.
As the problem or the wrong form.
Exactly. Sure. And they never do deadlifts again and their back gets deconditioned.
Yeah.
And basically we meet them as you don't need to lift anything crazy, but for general longevity to be able to, if you have kids, you need to be able to pick up like 80 pounds, 100 pounds.
And when I'm 80, I want to still be able to move things around, rearrange my furniture, and like I do all the time. Yeah. I want to be independent.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is the number one piece of advice that you feel like you tell people over and over? Let's leave them with that. Like, what is it? Like, if you could tell every client how to maintain their muscle, be fit, prevent pain, what do you feel like you're preaching over and over that you could tell our audience?
Consistency. That's it. Like being super consistent. And then, like I keep emphasizing, is just meet the physical activity guidelines. I guarantee you if it was a law, we would have like a lot healthier society. It reduces all causes of mortality. Yeah. And then in Canada, they don't want you to get sick because it's universal health care, where the US it's a business.
Is activity a law in Canada?
No, I wish it was.
That'd be interesting. All right. So stay consistent, lift twice a week, and get 150
to 300 minutes
of movement.
Movement's medicine.
We can do that. Movement's medicine, muscles medicine. Get out there and let's move.